Yo, what is going on, guys? This is PH Community Game V2, and today we are going to be profiling off my Nimble Angler deck. Still work in process. Changed this deck around a lot. Kind of to the point now where I'm kind of comfortable with how it is. It really comes down to consistency and pretty much what you can do with the deck, really. Depending on what you're facing, dual 2 is pretty tough. Really, dual 1 if you can get to the field, put the damage on board, and get game. I mean, that's really that. But siding in this deck is relatively easy to stop. So side deck is kind of a big problem for this deck. I haven't really started working on a side, but I'm just gonna take the time real quick and explain what the Nimbles do if you don't know. So pretty much there's 9 Nimbles. You run 3 of each. Angler is your main one. When it's sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck, except for himself. So your targets would be Sunfish. Now, when Sunfish is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can send a fish type to your graveyard, which you would send to Angler, and then special summon a Nimble Sunfish. Also, Angler's effect would kick, so if they destroy a Sunfish by battle, you have 3 Nimbles on your field. It's really good if you can get that off. 3 manas. He's kind of the shitty one. If he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon any number of Nimble manas from your deck. Really hard to get off. Always misses timing, so that's really that. So these are the 9 Nimbles. These give you a lot of rank 2 XYZ access, and that's partially the main point of the deck. I'm running 3 Tidal. Tidal speeds things up. Can dump an Angler into the grave first turn if you have it. Also allows for just special summoning himself. He's a 7, allows you to get in your 7 plays as well, and he's a 26 beater. Something new to the deck that I started running is 3 Super Ancient Deep Sea Coelacanths. 2800, pretty much you can discard a card to special summon any number of level 4 or lower fish type monsters as possible from your deck. If you open up with Swamp Frog, Nimble, Angler, you discard Angler to special summon Swap, dump Treeborn or Rodent Tone to special summon 2 Mana Rage. You could just sack the Mana Rage for this guy, discard another card, and bring him out a field, and pretty much go from there. Also, Sacred Sword of 7 stars, Sacred Sword of 7 stars target. So that's pretty good as well. I'm running 1 Tech Royal Swamp Eel. He's a level 4 tuner. All the other Synchro Summoning material has to be fish. So if you get Coelacanth off, you could special summon Royal Swamp Eel along with others, and you can go into an 8 easily with this. One thing I forgot to mention about Coelacanth, you contribute a fish. If he would be targeted by like a spell, trap, or card effect, you contribute a fish to negate that. So leaving a fish on board is sometimes a good idea when you try and bring him out. 3 Swamp Frog. Swamp Frog is just remarkable for just being a great discard outlet. He's got that fantastic ability to bounce a card back to your hand too. Really good. I was considering taking this Frog Engine out, and I honestly just remembered how good it was. I missed it in a couple of playtestings. It was just realizing, that you really do need this in here, I feel. So I actually dropped a Treeborn. I'm running 1 Treeborn, 1 Rodent Tone. Rodent Tone's pretty much there to get into an Exceed play if you really don't have another level 2. You can just banish the swap, bring out a Rodent. Treeborn's floating for your Monarchs and stuff. I ran a lot more Monarchs before. I'm down a little bit on that half. I took out some. Like I said, this deck's still a work in progress, so that's that. I'm running 2 Monglacia. It's very easy to manipulate Graveyard in here with Tidal. And also Swap Frog dumping him in. It's very easy. Picking 2 cards from your opponent's hand is really good. 2800. It's a beater. The only thing is, obviously, when he lives the field, you can't have your next battle phase, so that kind of hurts. Dark Dust Spirit, this wipes field. Pretty good. So I run the Tech 1. I'm running 1 Caius, 1 Mobius, back row, and Caius can get rid of a lot of problems. Before I was running 3 Caius. I also was running that Fire Fang. It's like another, it looks like Ho-Ho. It's pretty much Dark Dust Spirit for face-up speller or face-down speller traps. It's a spirit monster. Seemed to always just draw him whenever I just didn't need him. It was really pissing me off to no end. At least with Mobius, I can recycle him if I don't need him right away. With Mori of Greed, I kind of like him in here. Pops 2 if need be. I can always take him out too on the side. But Dark Dust I feel like is definitely a necessity. I'm running 1 Plague Spreader for synchroing. 2 got to the point where I was just drawing the damn thing, like both of them at once, and you just don't want to see that. If you need to get it in a grave for a play, late game, mid game, whenever, Tidal's there to dump it in grave. There's really a lot you can do with this card. It's just the fact of the matter is, 2 is too much for this deck. Obviously, if you're running a zombie deck, a dark deck, I don't know, Light Sworns, you're gonna run 2 of this thing. But in here, it's good at 1. Running Gores, it's good. Also, in Desperate Measures, Sacred Sword of 7 stars. 2 Effect Veiler. It's obviously Effect Veiler. Max C's good in here. I feel like sometimes, though, that the room for both is a problem. Effect Veiler can just stop the play. Your deck thins. You really don't want to draw with this deck. Sacred Swords is kind of an exception. Like, you can go off with your Sacred Swords, like, if you don't have anything, number 1. If you've already thinned your deck with the Nimbles, that's when you want a Sacred Swords. You really don't want to go for it first turn unless you really, really have to. So, like I was saying, Max C is good. In here, I wouldn't say so. Also, the tuning ability of Effect Veiler is just, I like that a lot, that aspect of him. 3 Sacred Sword of 7 stars. Like I said, it's good if you open up with it with Tidal, but it's like a desperate to send a Coelacanth, banish a Coelacanth to draw 2, or even Gores if need be. This is so much better once you start thinning your deck. Get the Nimbles out of the deck. You really don't want to draw them. And that's kind of why Moria of Greed's here as well at 3. Same thing, throw them back in the deck. You draw 3 more. Pretty much start what you had. Since Moria just pretty much flips 3 cards essentially. So I like that at 3. I dropped my Econ down to 2. It's still effective. Opening up with 2 of them really was shitty, especially if you didn't get a Swap Frog and dump the Treeborn Engrave. I mean, yeah, you can still use it. You can take your opponent's monster, throw in defense mode, whatever need be, but, I don't know. 2's good. 1 Salvage. Once again, I was running 2. It's really good, especially if you draw Moria of Greed and you're sitting there with, the worst is when you top deck a Moria of Greed and, that's like the worst thing you could possibly do in a deck. That's why I fucking hate it at 3, but you gotta play it at 3. You gotta see it. But, if you have Salvage in your hand, you draw that freaking stupid Moria, you just grab 2, throw them back in your deck, and work again. I'm teching a Big Wave, Small Wave in here. If you Big Wave, Small Wave, I don't know. Play Nimble mana, any Nimble, and you got Coelacanth in your hand. If you Big Wave, Small Wave that Coelacanth, you could still use this effect, and that's really, really good. I've tried 2 in here. 2 got to the point where I was just drawing both and just never had anything to use it on, or I don't know. I had like 2 Monarchs in my hand and a fucking Nimble mana, just and 2 of these. It's just like I don't know. This thing is good when it goes off. I like the tech, and it's been working well for me at 1, so it's going to stay there for now. Dark Hole, it just sets up your plays, clears field. And I'm running the Treacherous. This is pretty devastating if it goes off. So yeah, we're running the 1 Treacherous. Sitting at 42 right now. Back row's a problem. I have Mobius and Caius to really take care of back row, and that's about it. So, kind of got to play around it. You got to, push for a play, bring out Tidal, see what they do with it, and then go for your play. You got to bait stuff. It's really what the deck comes down to. I'm running, obviously the Gores token. 2 Gotchi. Gotchi's just a great card to go to. It's funny. Gets over stuff, really. If you have another monster trying to get over something big, Gotchi's helping you. So, that's that. Running 2 Digestive Phoenix. Digestive Phoenix helps with the OTK. Double attacker, puts 3k damage on board, really good. Herald of Pure Light. Herald of Pure Light is a pretty good card. If you need something in your graveyard, I don't know, Caius, Mobius, really anything, you can just get it back to your hand. It's, unfortunately, I wish it had, like, a gotcha effect that it could, like, protect itself, too. I think that would be just nuts, but it doesn't. But yeah, this thing sometimes comes in handy, and I think having a spot form in the extra deck is a good idea. Dark Mist. Dark Mist is very, very easy to make in this deck. If there's something you can't get over, Dark Mist can. It's definitely just a one of though. Sometimes you have that pesky card you got to get over, and that's really that. I'm running Photon Strike Bouncer in here. Strike Bouncer can be made with the 2 Monarchs. It's difficult. Before I was running, like I said, 4 Monarchs, so it was a lot more common. It was more of an evenly balanced between, I want to say, like the the Monarch engine, the Frog Monarch engine, and the Nimble engine. It was very balanced before, but the deck didn't really mesh all that well. So he's probably going to come out because now he's very difficult to make, but he's still in here. Okay, remember this, guys. You got to play the Walking Skill Drain. He's good. I'll probably might put a second of him in here because he's pretty fucking good. Big Eye. Big Eye takes shit. It shouldn't be legal, but it is, and I have one, so I'm gonna play it. Master of Blades. I don't know. It's pretty rare to go into this guy. Really depends on if they have back row. I don't know. Probably put another Gaius in. I don't have Draco Sack. Master Blades would definitely be Draco Sack, but I don't own one. So, for Synchros, Cataster can get over stuff. Armades, pretty much back row, can get over stuff. Damage Step, whatever. Scrap Dragon, same thing. This is easy to get into. I mean, you can plague with 3 level 2s. You can definitely do that. You could also use the fuck is it? The freaking fish 4-star tuner. When you go for your Coelacanth play, and you drop 4 fish on the field, just sync with what the fuck is that thing called? That's gonna bug me. You guys are probably sitting there like, you fucking idiot. Royal Swamp Eel. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Royal Swamp Eel, yeah. So Royal Swamp Eel and 2 Nimbles. I mean, it gets you into Blader and Scrap Dragon, and that can stuff some decks. Especially Blader. Scrap Dragon can get rid of stuff you don't need. And finally, Star Eater. Star Eater's pretty easy to get off. Believe it or not, it's just a level 7, so Tidal's easy to bring out. A level 2 and a Plague. So that's really it. That's the deck. Obviously 15 in the extra deck. I don't have a side deck. Like I said, that's kind of something I've been working on. Just between Dueling Network, it always seems to do rather well in the first duel. If people actually have their sides and try, side deck. There's a lot of cards that just stuff this deck. So that seems to be a problem. I'm still testing it. If you guys have suggestions, things you would try, I've tried that Lumaria, the field spell. I like it. It's cool. You can get into, rank 4 access, Cowboy, Black Ship, Maystroke. I mean, you can get into a lot of stuff with that, Diamond Dyer. But it makes the extra deck really tight. And I necessarily don't like that. And I've tried taking out the Monarch aspect. I've tried taking out the Frog aspect, and just maybe went for like a rank 7 type of deal. I tried putting in the fuck's the thing called? Merbel, Teus, Abyss Teus. I've tried putting that in just for more rank 7 spam, and also use a discard outlet. Kind of random, another Sacred Swords target. It was doing okay, but it's just, I'm trying to find some balance in this deck, trying to make it work. This was kind of a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Maybe you learned a couple things. Maybe you've never seen a deck like this. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, just leave your thoughts below, and take care, guys. Peace.